I was waiting for some guys to join me. That is why I couldn't start my training because there was no one. Oh, well, same here, Dirk. Is there anything specific that you are looking at, Dirk, these days? Is there anything that you want us to tackle, to look at? Is there anything that you've been looking at, or maybe a couple of shares that you've been checking out that you'd like to maybe have a look at with me? Anything? Yeah, you want to put me, you want to put me under pressure there, Dirk. Okay, it's fine. Let's have a look at our Euro GBP there. We'll have a look at it now. Yeah, this error is a problem. Huh? It's a big problem. Okay. GBP. Okay. Okay, Dirk. Before I look at this one. What did you find? You checked it. What did you find? Please give me your views. What did you find? That's if you've checked it. If you haven't checked it, it's okay. It's okay still. I'm still gonna have a look at it. I just want to know whether you had a chance to check it out. If you did, what's your impression right now? Suggestion was to go short. You checked and you agreed, but it went against you. How did it go against you? I think maybe that's because you did not do your proper analysis there, Dirk. I think you did not do proper analysis. We'll have a look. Good, good. It's good that you cut your losses short. Okay. You know what to do first. We go to the monthly time frame. Let me remove all the things that I have here. Let me just have them all removed. These are our these are our main time frame, Dirk. Okay, according to our strategy, which way are we supposed to be going here, or which side are we supposed to be positioning ourselves to trade on this one based on the current setup? I'm sorry, Derek, I'll be asking you these questions so that we get to understand this a lot better. Derek, are you there? In terms of this is the monthly time frame. Monthly. Which one is the main trend here? The main trend is up. Okay, thank you. We are trading above our moving average. The first time we broke above was in September 2017, and we've been trading above since then. Okay. Now let's try and draw our support and resistance levels here. We do this. Uh, okay. We'll mark this point as well. We'll mark this point. And we will have to mark this area here. You see here, there, here, and this turning point. So that's what we are marking here. Okay, we have 3 areas that we've marked here. This is our support. All 3 of them are giving us support. Okay, we'll mark this turning point also. This turning point, this was back in 2014. Well, I mean, there's another one here. There's another one here. Maybe we can mark that one also. But this is how we're going to mark it. We'll mark it like this. Okay, now let's go back to our lower time frame. Let's now go to our daily time frame. Okay. Before we go to our daily time frame, let's go back to the monthly. I just want to highlight something here. You see this line that we have here. This line should actually go a little bit higher in my view. This one should go a little bit higher, but it's fine. Let's keep it there. You see this line here. I will make it. Okay. I want to make it a dotted line. Okay, that dotted line, that blue dotted line is our support on this stock. We may have to adjust it maybe on the daily. Now let's change to the daily time frame. You see, we got all these levels from the monthly chart. You see, the market went up there. Let me have this one dotted also. The market went up there to 1.83, 1.84314, where I have my upper, my blue dotted line. The market went up there. There was a resistance. There were sellers waiting. They pushed the price down, and it came down very close to our support here. Let's check on the daily if we cannot adjust this. I think we need to adjust it up here, or we need to draw a range. Let's draw a range here, because I mean there's a turning point here. You see this turning point here? Okay. This turning point, this is our range. Within this range here, I think that this is the buy zone. Personally, I think this is a buy zone between the blue dotted line here at the bottom and this solid blue line here. I think this area here on this particular stock, sorry, this particular pair, this is a buy. You need to buy this one when it gets to this zone here. Now let's move down to a lower time frame. Never mind the fact that the daily is below the moving average. Remember what we said. We said that you have to wait for it. You have to wait. You take all your instructions from the larger time frame, which is the monthly. So the monthly is saying that buy, and the daily currently is below the moving average, but we are very close to our support. Support is very important. Support and resistance is key in our trading. The moving averages, we use them just to support our buyers, but the main thing that you need to focus on, or to focus your attention on, is your support and resistance areas. So here, if you are using the monthly, we're getting these 2 dotted blue lines, and the solid one we get from the daily, the turning points. I'm happy with this. I don't have any issues. I'm good with this one. Okay, but I mean here this thing is saying sell, but I mean we're very close to our support, so we're not gonna go. We should not go with that view of taking a short here. We must maybe sit on the sidelines, or sit on our hands, wait for the price to bounce off this area here. In fact, if you are an aggressive guy using just price action, maybe at the end of business, you should make a decision. Decide whether you're going to be buying this or you're going to be selling. In my view, around here, it's a buy. You do not sell there. Let us go to an hourly time frame. I'll show you what I see on the hourly time frame. Okay. This is what we get on the hourly time frame. Hourly time frame, you see, the price was there. It came down to where we are now, and now we are waiting for 1 o'clock. If at 1 o'clock we close above this moving average here on the hourly time frame, this thing is likely to move higher, the GBP AUD, because of this support that we have around this area. Around this area, between the solid blue line and the dotted blue line there, I think there is a buy opportunity happening around here. In fact, in my view, this one is still a buy. If you buy here, you are looking for this target here, 1.84300. You're looking for the price to go up there to the upper blue dotted line. That's where I think the price is likely to go next on this one. That's what I think is likely to happen over the next couple of trading days. I think that is what is going to happen. The only reason why we saw the pound coming off yesterday is because it's missed its guidance. Yesterday produced they produced some they produced some CPI numbers, consumer price inflation numbers, and those numbers did not grow. In fact, there have been missing estimates, or they've been declining for the past 3 months. I think this was the third month. So that is the reason why we saw the pound coming off because, I mean, there is no room for them to hike interest rates if the CPI keeps declining. The CPI has to grow for them to hike interest rates, and if they hike interest rates, it means more yields for the British pound. So people that invest in the British pounds, they get to earn a bit more interest. But I mean, if there is no interest rate hike, they will not get as much money or as much interest. So in my view, this is a buy. It's not a sell based on the support area that we have here. Don't let the moving average mislead you. The moving average is just there to support your bias. If you think that the market is moving up, you can use the moving average to check if it really agrees with you. If it agrees with your bias, then you can go in and take that long. But I mean, if it's going like this thing looks like it's going to be trading sideways between the blue dotted line at the bottom and the upper band at the top, the dotted one. Do you understand what I'm saying there, Dirk? Are you happy with that? I can explain more if you don't understand. It's not an issue. I understand what you mean. I see. Okay, you're saying that that was my problem. The next line, I should not go short under the 10-day line. Okay, Derek, you should go short below the 10 simple moving average. That's right. But you must first see if the monthly agrees with your call. If the monthly is saying go long and your daily is saying short, don't take that call, because there's a conflict between the two, the monthly time frame and the long-term time frame. They must all say the same thing. More especially here, we have some support nearby. So you stay out of this one. You don't touch it. You don't touch it because, I mean, it's going against you. There are instances where you have to go against the 10 simple moving average even on the daily, more especially at key support levels or at key resistance levels. You can actually go against it. But I mean, you need to do your homework. You need to check and see why you are going against your moving averages. You have to have the reasons why you are doing that. You cannot just do it. Okay, let me see. Okay, no, that's perfect. That's perfect, Derek. It's okay. It's good that you went out. What you need to do now is to wait for 1 o'clock. We now have to wait for 1 o'clock. If at 1 o'clock we are above this simple moving average here, I mean up above the simple moving average on the hourly time frame, then we are definitely heading higher from here, unless if we get some bad news out of the UK once more. If we don't get any bad news out of the UK, there's a good chance that this thing is going to grind higher going forward. I think tomorrow could be a positive day for the pound. The next 2 3 days, because I mean this is one this is one thing about analysts. Analysts, what they do is they analyze data. They say that you missed estimates, but I mean, when they go back to revise and look at the look at the situation at hand, sometimes they're like, okay, they actually missed the guidance, but they're still on the right track. Going forward, if maybe situation A, B, and C gets sorted, these people are definitely going to do well going forward. So those are some of the things that analysts look at, and the kind of way that they think. They are tuned to think in a very very different way. So you mustn't always take the hard data that you get at face value. Sometimes you must be able to go below that data, check a couple of things that are the reasons behind maybe a miss. Maybe that could actually make you change your mind. So in my view, I think that the pound is still going to do well going forward. We just need to keep our eyes glued on it. Okay, we are done with this one, Dirk. It's still looking good for anyone that is interested maybe in going long. Maybe after one, I don't know. You can have a look at it and see if you cannot maybe take a chance there. Make sure that maybe your stop loss is below the blue dotted line if you are interested. The Aussie dollar is actually doing very well against the Kiwi. I think New Zealand dollar is called the Kiwi. I think. It's doing very well. Let's check. Derek, I don't know if you attended our webinar on the 4th, but I mean, if you can go online, you can even go on YouTube. Go on YouTube, look for QuickTrade technical analysis. The analysis that we did on the 4th, we looked at the Aussie dollar, and I gave my reasons why I thought that the Aussie dollar was likely to reverse around this line here. I haven't changed this line since then. I said it was around 1.05, 1.0100. I was expecting to see. I expected to see the Aussie dollar reversing this currency pair, and that actually happened. The market turned around that area and started moving higher. And on the 13th, we said this on the 4th, while the market was still here. We said that we're expecting the market to come down to 1.05 in that zone. From around that zone, maybe the market could actually reverse. And on the 13th, we closed above our moving average around that zone, and the market started ticking up. The market started ticking up. The blue dotted line there is our resistance. That's our minor resistance. Another thing that we spoke about, we spoke about the falling trend line. We said as long as this currency pair is still trading below this falling trend line on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, we cannot expect to see the Aussie dollar picking up. So we connected these 2 points, the one from the 29th here at the top, and here on the 12th of March, and again on the 21st of March, and here yesterday we broke above the falling trend line, which is a breakout. Now we are waiting to see if this follow through is going to last or not. If this follow through lasts and we close maybe above this blue dotted line, there's a good chance that we are going up to 107 1076 624 1.07624. I think that's where we are likely to go from here on this one. So I'm bullish. I'm bullish the Australian dollar right now against the New Zealand dollar. I'm bearish the New Zealand dollar almost across the board, because I mean even against the US dollar, I think the New Zealand dollar is very weak. I think the New Zealand dollar is very weak. Okay, let's now try and see the rising trend line that we use there to. We use the trend line to mark this turning point here. Let me check. Oh no, it's not here. It's not there. Let me see if I do this. I won't find anything here. Okay, let me show you the trend line the trend line I'm referring to. Use the line. Let's connect this point here. This was in March, I think 2015. March 2015. Connect it with these here. Make it a thick blue line. That is the rising trend line that we looked at. We connected all those bottoms nicely. This is the first attempt which formed this trend. This is where this trend actually began. I'm not worried about this one. I'm worried about the second, the first touch after this one here at the bottom. Touched here, it went up, came down, touched this area here, it respected it, it went up, it came back down, touched here in June 2017, it shot up, came back down here, it touched, and it's now on its way up. In my view, this thing is going to be rising for the next few weeks. For the next few weeks, the Australian dollar is going to be rising against the Australian dollar, if nothing else bad comes up. We're just waiting for a cross above the weekly moving average now. If we close this week above this moving average tomorrow, end of business tomorrow, like late tomorrow, there is a good chance that this thing is going to go up to test this level first. 108 1.08900 somewhere. I think that's where we are going from the current levels. I think that's where we are going. Let's go back to the line. I want to draw the support line at the top that could actually give us some problems going forward. Okay, I've marked these tops here. I think this is where this market is likely to go to. Let me make this a thick blue line. I think the market is coming up to these levels here. So if you jump in on the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, I think chances are you're going to make a lot of money going forward. Okay, I want us to mark this turning point also. This is going to be our first hurdle that would need to take out. Okay. Okay. It's really not too thick. Okay, I'll make this one a dotted. Yeah, I'll make this one a dotted line. So around there, that is the range. Our range is 1.12 to 1.13, and the range is 112, 1.12, and 1.13. That's the range. That's where maybe you can look to short AUD. But before we get there, I think those that are long, they're still going to make a lot of money buying AUD going forward. So keep an eye out for this one, Dirk. Over the next couple of days, I think it's going to make a lot of people rich. Because from where we are now, I think we're going to push higher to 112. I don't know if you're happy with that. Well, I mean, along the way, you're going to have some resistance levels. Like if you take this one out, there is another one around 107, 1.07624. After that, maybe around 108, 1.08500, and so on and so on. But I think finally we should get to that level there. I don't know how long it will take. It could take maybe how many months? Maybe 4 months. It could take maybe anything from 3 to 4 months to get there. Anything from 3 to 4 months to get to the top there. Oh, you went in this morning. Oh, okay, perfect. Well done, man. I think you're going to do very well on that one. Let's just watch it and see what happens going forward. But to me, it looks positive. I think we're going to do well there. Well done. Okay, Dirk. Okay, now let's go back to the monthly. I want us to check the monthly. I want to see how the monthly looks. I want to see how the monthly looks. I want us to talk about this monthly setup. Okay, on the monthly, you see that we are trading below the moving average. Let me remove this line. Okay, I won't remove it. Just don't focus on it. And all the other lines that we have, please don't focus on them. You see in Feb this year, we closed the month below the moving average. March we were down 0.82, and month to date we are down. We are up 0.45. Why are we buying a stock that is below its moving average on the monthly time frame? Because the monthly time frame is saying no. The monthly time frame is saying no. We shouldn't buy this one. But because of the importance of support and resistance levels, support and resistance levels are very important. They're very important. We use them to decide whether we buy or sell the market. We use our moving averages, like I said earlier, to support our buyers. So the trend line that we drew from 2015 March to date is saying that every time the market comes down here, buyers come in and they push it up. So we have our evidence. It's here. September 2016, December 2016, January 2017, June 2017, again April 2018. The market is turning around that area. So we are going to use the trend line support. We are going to use the trend line support to go into this trade. All the indicators that we have, they work. But the problem is that they are a product of what the price has done already. They are lagging in nature. So we cannot completely rely on them. The main thing that we need to rely on is the price action behavior. That is the main thing. What does the price do every time it gets to a certain point when you're looking at your chart? If the market turns around each time it gets to a particular point, it means that there is something about that particular area or about that particular trend Why does it keep repeating that kind of behavior? Why? Because people are watching the same picture. Every time the market gets there, the guys go in and buy the market. So that's the reason why we decided to go in here. A close above this moving average here tomorrow on the weekly is going to confirm our bias that we are definitely right on this one. This market is going to move higher going forward. So that's the main reason why we went in against the signals that we have on the monthly chart. We have this rising trend line support. We are using this support to buy. Are you happy with that one, Dirk? If you have some difficult understanding what I'm trying to explain here, please let me know. I'll go back and explain. Okay. So before you act on the signal that you get from the monthly chart or the monthly time frame, you must always try very hard to find your support and resistance area. Okay, my monthly is saying that I must go in and buy, but where is my next, where is my next resistance here? If your next resistance is too close, you can go in if you're comfortable going in, but you must do that with caution. You must be very cautious while going in and buying. You must be very cautious. Otherwise, you lose your money. Okay, I think now we can move on to the next one. I think I've explained myself enough here on this one, Dirk. If you have another one, please give it to me. We'll have a look at it. Okay, okay. Let's see. Sorry. What is a BTW? Okay. Let me check. BTW. There was an invite today that you'll be online. By the way, that I'll be online. I don't know. How did you get that invite? How does it look like? Could you please forward it to me? Derek, please forward me that invite. I want to have a look at. I would like to have a look at it. This is my email address, if it's possible to. Okay. .co.za. Oh, okay. Sorry. That is Sihle at, not Sihle two. Sihle at QuickTrade.co.za. Oh, okay. There was no invite online. That should be online. Okay, I understand. It was sent via, I think the WhatsApp group. I think the email was never sent out. Okay, I'll find out what happened. I'll find out what happened, guys. I'll find out. I'm very sorry about that. But I mean, how did you get yours? How did you get to join me? Oh, you used an old one. Okay. Okay. Maybe there's another thing that we can do. Maybe there's another thing that you can do. You can just let people know that once they've received one, they can always just use that one to join in. Because I mean, these webinars are there almost. Well, I mean, they are there every day. Not almost. They are there every day. They are there every day. Okay, Dirk, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I will definitely look into that. Thank you. Mm, no, no, it was this one. GBP AUD. You're welcome, Dirk. Okay, I'm looking for something here. I'm looking for this. Okay, this bar is finishing in 5 minutes. It's finishing in 5 minutes. I think we are on the right side of the market here. I'm talking about the GBP AUD. I think we are going back up to 1.84 or 1.845. 1.845. I think that's where we're going next. Okay, let's look at Aspen. Let's look at Aspen. I had an interesting chat with one of the guys that attends these webinars yesterday. He was asking me why we are saying that Aspen is a buy when it is trading below the moving average on the monthly time frame. So I want us to have a look at that. I want us to try and unpack that and make sure that you also understand this one. Okay, the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame is saying short. The first short signal we got was in December, end of December 2017. So now let's go to our line chart. Let us try and draw those support levels, the important support levels. Okay, let's draw one here. I don't know whether the market got here or not, but I mean, let's draw it. It's a turning point. It's important. Let's draw another one here around this turning point here. Let's draw another one around this turning point. I know that there is a few that we've left out. I'll go back and have a look at those. These two. I'm referring to these two here. 2013 December and November 2013. I will, because these are in the middle, I will mark them differently. I want to mark them with these dotted lines. They're spatial. They are very spatial. These ones, very spatial. Okay. Okay. I think those are the levels that we need to mark on Aspen right now. Let's forget about everything else. We just want to see around the price, where the price is currently trading. We want to see what's likely to happen there. Okay. The market came down. It came very close to this 228.56 back in. That was back in. Okay, let me check. Am I still on? Yes, I'm on. That was back in March. March, it came down to very close to our support here at the bottom, and the market started picking up. And there is another support line that we have around 250. So, in my view, anything above 250 on Aspen is a buy. Anything above 250 on Aspen is a buy based on support. You see, we have this support here. So anything above that 250 support to me is a buy because we have support. Although the moving average is above, this support that we have there is key. It's very important. I like it. It's great support. So for that reason, I would, every time when I see the S&P trading around there, I'll just go in and buy it. Every time. 250, I buy. Anything below 250, even better. 240, 230, I just go in and buy there. Okay, let's go back now to our daily time frame. Let's see what the daily time frame is saying. Daily time frame, this is the 250 I'm talking about. The other lines we cannot see. This is the 250 I'm talking about. That line at 250 is actually, it's 250.74 around there, but let's just call it 250. Let's just call it 250. Every time it gets to 250, you buy it, and this blue dotted line is our resistance around 262, our minor resistance around 262, 265. Another resistance we have is around 270, and the main one I think is around 280. When it gets to 280, we need to expect that sellers are going to come in and try and push this price down. Any close above 260 again today is going to take us up to 270 or 270. Beyond 270, we're going up to 280. So these levels are very important. We are buying Aspen because of our support around 250. 250 is an important support area. It's a buy in my opinion. Aspen around 250. 262. If we take out 262, we're going up to 270. From 270, we're going back up to 280. I'm not saying that it's now on a long-term buy signal, but in terms of support levels, it is a buy around 250. So any close above 280, maybe around 283, we can expect to see maybe Aspen going back up to 320. 320, if we take out three, but I mean, there's another thing that you need to keep an eye out for, the falling trend line. There's a falling trend line that I think this market will respect. When this market goes, okay, when this market gets to 280, 280, 290 levels, there is some falling trend line there, and I think the market will respect the trend line when it finally gets to trade around those levels. So it's important to keep an eye out for that one. Okay, Dirk, I think we've covered enough, and you got enough attention today because I mean you were alone. So I think we can end our trading session here today. If you still have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask. You got my email address there. You can send me an email if you are if you happen to have any questions. You can just shoot me an email. I will I will respond. You are welcome, Dirk. It was great having you. You were very interactive. Thank you so much for your contribution. I think you made our lesson a success. I'm looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, big guy. Bye bye.